Hey y'all, it's Kelly at Crochet Mom for Life. How are y'all today? Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just sitting on this porch wanting to talk to you a little bit. Um, it's what is it today? Wednesday. I can't keep up with it no more. It's work. What you working on Wednesday? If I can get it out. So I thought I haven't got any finished pretties. Not a thing. It's been just one of them weeks. So I've been working on two things. First one is this blanket, this Christmas blanket. And the second one is, y'all, I put that dragon on Facebook and I sold it. And then somebody else wants one. So I'm working on the dragon. I said I didn't want to make a dragon for a while, but that's what happens. But I'm doing pretty good with it. I got the head and the body and the tail and the ears and the nostrils. It's coming along quicker than the other one. Um, but I get involved in my shows, and so I get a little behind. I drag a little bit. But today I think I'm just going to work on this Christmas blanket because I want it to be done soon. I don't think I'm going to make it much bigger. So I'm trying to decide how many rows. So here it is right here. How many rows I want it to be done. So this is what I got. So I just want to be done with it. So I don't know. What would y'all do? I'm thinking I'm going to do 2 rows of this, then my white, then this. I don't know. What would y'all do? I want it finished. I think it's big enough. I mean, if I'm sitting right here, it goes all the way down to, you know, it'll go down over my toes if I just want to have it like a lap blanket. So I don't think it really needs to be much bigger, y'all. So I'm going to toy with it and just think on it because it takes me a little bit to do, you know, to do a row. So I'm going to toy with it some because, like I said, now I've lost my hook. Here it is. Um, because I want to be done with it. And then I want to put it on Facebook and see if I get any nibbles and sell it. Because I don't need another blanket. I'm not blanket poor. I'm not. And the fur babies have taken over my couch. And on my couch, of course, we don't have a lot of company anyway, But if we did, I'd move it all over. But, I keep them washed up and all that good jazz. But I got blankets on the couch where the dogs lay on. And, they're not messy. They don't shed and all that. But, and I do keep it washed up. But I don't want to put a blanket I've made out for them to, you know, one like this anyway. So I'm going to sell it if I can. I've got several people on there that likes when I make the scrappy blankets like kind of like this. So it might sell. So now I can't even keep it on my lap. But I thought I'd come out here on this front porch because the lighting's a little bit better. It's overcast here in Georgia today. I guess it's maybe that little hurricane that's blowing through the down there around Louisiana and all. Of course, I don't think we're gonna get nothing, but it just seems a little, And I don't mind it at all. I love, I'm loving this weather. It hasn't been too hot the last week. The temperatures have cooled down. You can feel like it might be fall coming. I need to knock on wood because, it could change. But y'all, I'm by myself. My husband's gone to work, and I got my son enrolled in a program. It's called Emerging Adults, where I've been meeting them the last 2 days, but they'll come get them and bring them home. Um, He gets to go to about 30 miles from here and have group with other um, people that's kind of like on his level. I know I've said this before, but if you're new, my son has autism. He has Asperger's. He's high functioning, you know. He can carry on a conversation. He can take care of himself. You know, I don't have to help him with his personal hygiene or nothing like that. I do have to remind him. But he's 21, and you know, I pulled him out of school because he was having trouble. You know, back in 2019, um, he got a crush on a girl, and he was just having a hard time getting over it. And of course, she didn't have the same feelings, and I pulled him out of school because I was just having to go there every day, and they didn't know how to deal with it at all for some reason. And I didn't want the little girl to be uncomfortable. You know, she was like I think she was a 10th grader, and Dalton was 11th grader. She might have been, she might have been a 9th grader, but I did not want her to feel uncomfortable, and I didn't want him to go through all of that. So I pulled him and I brought him home. And when I brought him home, it took him a while to get over it. You know, we had to do a lot of walking through these woods and a lot of talking and working through feelings, just me and him. And over time, he's grew out of it, and he's accepted it, and he went on. You know, um, I call myself his. I talk him off the ledge. You know, he used to get really wound up in school about things. You know, it was just like it was loud and overwhelming, and and you know how school is, and it just was not a great setting for him. But he enjoyed a lot of the social aspects of it, but a lot of the other things he just couldn't handle, and you know, it was just better for him. So when he come home and we went through all that, I went to work and I left him here, and he's matured a lot and everything. So when I come home from working, I got a call about getting him into that little program. So he gets to go. He yesterday was his first day. He had a good day. He says he said he didn't have any complaints. He got overwhelmed one time, but he said, "Mama, I quickly got over that." So I'm hoping that this is going to be good for him. I'm hoping that they'll teach him things, and that you know, he already knows how to do laundry, and he knows how to work the air fryer and the microwave. And I don't let him cook on the stove, but I monitor him. I've let him make his pizzas in the oven. I monitor him about that, you know. But you know, there's a lot of things he needs to learn. He needs to learn to be able to, you know, be on his own. I don't know how that's going to happen. I really don't, because in this day and time, you know, people have enough of a hard time making it without his issues, you know, rent and buying and working, and I don't know if he's going to be able to hold a job, or he doesn't drive. He's never had any interest in driving. So maybe this will be a good thing. Maybe they can get him his GED, help him with that. And he said, "Mama," he said, "I want to learn Mandarin. Reckon I can learn Mandarin down there?" Because he's really interested in any kind of history. He loves Japan and China. He loves to talk about all that culture and the history of it. I mean, he could tell you anything you wanted to know. North Korea, South Korea, anything overseas, Russia, he can talk to you about any of that stuff. But he also loves Mario and Luigi. And he can tell you a bunch of stuff about a bunch of video games. Not that he plays a lot of video games, but he does know his video games. So I'm hoping that down there they can help him with getting his GED, if nothing else, you know, and to help him, you know, get along with folks. which he's got a very sweet personality, and I'm not just, one of them mothers that just says things. He does. He's very polite. I've always taught him that. He's a very polite boy. He's a man. He's 21, but he'll always be my boy. So I'm here by myself and the fur babies. And yesterday I got in there and I cleaned his room and all that yesterday. So I'm going to do a little bit more. And my husband, he'll come home today till he'll be here till Sunday, and he'll leave again. And he took his travel trailer, but he's off those days, so he's gonna come home. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing these days. I'm just hanging in there. I haven't really been doing a whole lot of crocheting, just other than what I told you, I just find myself just not lately doing a whole lot. I'll sit here and do a few little things, and then I'll set it down. We moved my living room furniture last week, and that was nice. So it's a nice, different little environment in there. It's amazing how that'll make you feel better about things. So that has helped my mood. My pain level is pretty good, unless I go to Walmart. Then I'm not very good for the rest of the day, but I don't do that often. I don't like to go to Walmart. So I'm doing a lot better, being home. I just missed that paycheck, and that's what I miss the most. And maybe talking to my friends, being a little social. But I didn't think I'd miss that quite so much. Some days it's better than others. So yeah, and I get things on my mind, and I have to try to get them off. Don't we all? So yeah. So what are you working on today? Are you working on anything? You got any? What are you making right now? I seen a pattern. Seen a tutorial for a pumpkin the other day, and I can't even remember who put the tutorial out. But I want to make some pumpkins. But I got to where I just want to finish what's in my hand. Here lately, I'm trying not to have that startitis stuff. I'm trying to finish my current whip. So I don't know how everybody does all these cows and mows and all this other stuff they call it. And I don't know how they keep up with all that. I want to get this done, and then I'll move on to something else. I gotta get me another box of a polyfill. I'm just about gone through this box. I can't remember when I bought that box. It might have been 2 years ago. And it's lasted that long. But that's what I want to get. And Joanne's had sent me a coupon, so I might go on there and order that if everything's still good on it. They sent me a coupon and so much off, so it'll be cheaper if I order it through Joanne's, or as if I went to Walmart and got it. And I don't want to go to Walmart. So, but I haven't been buying anything. That's what happens when you don't work. I haven't been buying nothing. I hadn't even really been tempted to buy any yarn. I've seen a lot of pretty yarn, and but I haven't really had that pull to buy any, because I need to use what I got. So I guess that's a good thing about how I went so unhinged for so long. So now I'm pretty satisfied with what I have. Not even really been tempted to buy any books. Can you believe it? I was supposed to make some hats, some 21 pilot hats. I bought one little pattern for that, but y'all, I could not make myself do those hats. First of all, it was making like a rectangle, and then you seam up the sides. And I kept thinking, because I hate black yarn, I hate working with black yarn, and it was with some black yarn, not all of it, but a good portion of it. I kept thinking, I'm going to make this, and then I'm going to seam it together, and it's going to look like crap. And I have wasted all this time on these two hats, and they're not going to want to pay what I priced them on Etsy for when you could buy the crochet hats. They were like $45 for the hat. And I thought, they're not going to want to pay me that, and I know it'll be worth close to that, you know, or somewhere along in there. I couldn't imagine charging anybody $45 for a hat, but I know people do. But I know these people wouldn't like that. So, and I couldn't imagine putting that much time away from stuff I really wanted to do, or something that I just really hated doing it while I was doing it. So I did what any 53-year-old woman would do, hopefully. As I told her, I said, I just don't think I'm going to be able to make these hats. And she was really nice about it, because it was really short notice. And so I didn't have to make those hats. Sometimes, you know, you have to set your own boundaries. You can say no, it's okay, and they'll get over it if they're mad about it. But she's not the type of person to be mad about it at all. But I just could not see charging them what them hats was going for, and I just could not see me finishing it and making it. So I got out of that. But like I said, I did sell my dragon, and I got my money on that. I got that cash out thing, and I like that. I like that little thing. And but I got my little cash out thing going, and I got to make some owls for my cousin in Tennessee. So I need to start doing that. She wants them for Christmas, and y'all, that'll be here before we know it. So she wants 3. And she told me she wanted them in royal blue and white, but then she realized that that's not the mascot colors. The mascot colors are pretty much tan and, you know, cafe latte and cream and maybe some burgundy in there. So I got to start those, and those won't take me long because those are the small ones. But yeah, I got to get up in the morning and go to my grandbaby's house and get them on the school bus, because their mama and stepdaddy, they're police officers. So I'll be there in between before one of them gets off work. Y'all, last week I was supposed to go on Friday, and I totally forgot. I totally forgot about it. You know, I had thought about it, and then it's like things started happening here, you know, with my husband trying to get himself prepared to leave for work and all, and I totally forgot. And about 7:30 that morning, I thought, oh my Lord, I was supposed to be over there at 6:30. And I called him, and I text her, and she said, Ma, she said, I forgot to tell you, she said, but I was here with them, so it was all right. But I felt horrible about that. I used to not forget stuff, you know. Nobody told me that this stuff was going to start happening. I didn't figure it would happen to me so soon, but I have started letting things just slip my mind. And I got to go in a minute, and I'll go up to the courthouse because I'm getting out of jury duty because this thing with Dalton, like yesterday, I thought they were going to bring him, and I went uptown yesterday to meet the lady to pick him up to take him, and then I was going to meet her again yesterday afternoon about 3:30 to pick him up. Well, I get a call about 3 o'clock. Well, they can't bring him. She's in a meeting, and she's not going to be able to get back. So I had to go and get him, and so I need to be available that you know, I could leave if he was to need me. I'm thinking about getting him a cell phone. He's never had a cell phone. Like I said, he's 21, and he's never he's never really asked for one. One or two times he mentioned it, but it's never been a priority, And maybe now I need to get him one, so if something happened, he could call me. And this morning and yesterday morning, I stuck I gave him a post-it note to put in his pocket with my phone number in it. Because I play different scenarios in my head. It's like, well, what if he gets there, nobody's there, and they just drop him off? Or, which I know that's not going to happen because he was with the lady today. But tomorrow they'll be bringing a transport to get him, and this is just a transport service. It's not like it's affiliated totally with the they call it CSB. I think that's what they call it. But what if they take them and they just drop them off, and there's, it's like really early in the morning. They're going to come like between 7 and 8 in the morning. I don't know. I get different scenarios in my head, and I don't want him to panic. So I put a little post-it note in this. I said, put this in your pocket. It's got my phone number on it. Of course, there's all kind of businesses around him there that he could go and he could ask them to call. I'm hoping that'll what's happen. Because like I said, he's high functioning. And I gave him the talk. I said, Dalton, I said, you're 21 now. And I said, don't let nobody talk you into doing anything. And I said, don't let nobody offer you no drugs or smoking or drinking. I said, don't let no little girl talk you into going into the closet with her. And I said, because you're an adult. And I said, it's your word against those. And he said, Mom, I would never do anything like that. He said, and I know he wouldn't, because he's a good son. And he's never offered to smoke. I wanted to smoke or drink. He don't like none of that stuff, And because he's been around it, but he don't care nothing about none of that. All he cares about is coming home and getting on his little laptop and watching his shows and playing his Mario or Wario or Pokemon, But he said, Mom, I'm not going to do anything like that. And I said, I gave him that talk, because there's people out there, they'll try to talk you into stuff. So I'm hoping today will be a good day too. So anyway, I know I'm talking a lot about that. I never really have talked a whole lot about it, but when you're a mother of a special child, you have all kinds of fears. And I know other mothers that don't have those special children, they have the same fears. But I have them especially. Especially when I lay down at night and I think about me not being here to help him. Because it's just been, he has his daddy here, but I've always been the main caretaker. Daddy's provided, but I've always took him to the doctors and handled all that stuff, and got him through some tough times, because when he started going through puberty, he had a really hard time, and that's how we ended up down there, actually, and I've always been there to sit down on the couch with him and talk him through a lot of his feelings that he had, and I call it, come on, let's go talk, let's talk through it, and let me talk you off the ledge. So that's how I say it, and we'll talk sometimes 10, 15, 30 minutes, and before it's over with, he says he feels better, and he goes to his room, and everything's fine. So I always worry about that. Who's going to be the talker when I'm gone? So I told him, I said, baby, Mama's not going to be here forever, So his sister says she's going to be there. So I'm hoping so. But, everybody's got different households, We have a quiet atmosphere here. We have our TVs and stuff like that going, but There's not people coming in and out, you know, and we don't socialize a whole lot. We don't have a group of friends we socialize with. We have people we know, and we have people that will come up every once in a while, but we don't have people that come over here and hang out till 11 or 12 o'clock, you know, have a great, good old time, and, you know, we've never done that. We've had get-togethers sometimes that lasted a little while, but you know, nothing that's going to be hardcore stuff, you know, socializing. And we've never been. One of our friends called my husband the other day, and it's our neighbor, and we love him, and he's got cancer in his throat right here, and in fact, he was coming up the driveway a couple of weeks ago, and he stopped and he got out of his truck and he prayed for me, you know. But turns out he's had some problems, and they found out he's got cancer, so he's got to have all these treatments. And she called Charlie, and she was telling him, and she said, we just hadn't heard from you, and we just wanted to make sure you knew. And Charlie said, we don't know nothing. We don't never know anything unless somebody tells us. We don't know nothing about it. So I'm glad she called us, you know, and told us. When he gets home, he says he's going to go over there and sit with him and talk to him a little bit. But they've been good friends. He's really been a good. As sick as he is right now, I could call him and say, Mr. Phil, such and such has happened. Can you tell me what to do or whatever? And I have no doubt he'd drive over in that truck and try to help me. So, but yeah, we don't do socializing and all that. Kind of cuts down on the drama too, you know. We're just, and you know, coming up, that's how I was raised. We had our family that would come, but Mom and Daddy didn't have friends that would just hang out. They just didn't do that. So y'all tired of me yet? But yeah, this is my one whip. So it's 27 minutes. So I guess I'll hop off here and let y'all go. And I appreciate if you hung out with me and crocheted or whatever. I appreciate that. Just having someone to talk to, you know, it's been good for me. So I'm gonna go back in there in my chair and see if I can't do a few rows on this and get something accomplished with that. I got to get my dishes washed. Like I said, I got to go to that courthouse in a minute and get that took care of and all that. So, all right, y'all. Well, I'm going to hop off here, and I hope everybody has a great day. And maybe next week I'll have something to show you. Y'all take care, and thank y'all for stopping in. Bye, y'all.